Brun's time, Aikened mother, 0 p.m., feet down 7 again. The game of the Akailings, the URBC Upid Nations found. Kumpronsect, 0 p.m. says, this top flume Dutch day. Demwendler Mauen, Zakukruper your symptom, the Akuk strictly not vote. November 14th, 2024, 11:47 a.m. Eastern Time. A single encrypted submission flashes across the SEC's electronic filing system. It's not from the company's general counsel, nor is it from an external auditor. It's a formal complaint, filed by a ransomware gang known as Black Cat, alleging that their victim, a massive, publicly traded entity, has deliberately concealed a catastrophic network breach. How could the criminals be the ones demanding regulatory accountability from the victim? This isn't just extortion anymore. The game has changed. The attackers aren't just stealing your data. They are weaponizing the very rules designed to protect investors against you. 0 p.m.'s on the symbols to move on to red wheels. This a rather much when all Letterborn lockpit was seized by international authorities. It seemed like a victory, but new, leaner operations immediately filled the vacuum. Groups like SafePay emerged in late 2024, launching fully weaponized, adopting multi-layered extortion immediately. They don't waste time learning. They launch with playbook knowledge. Consider the sheer volume of data they accumulate. Early in 2024, Southern Water confirmed a breach involving the personal data of over 470,000 customers. That kind of scale is the foundation. It creates the material risk necessary to trigger SEC scrutiny. Then, when a company like Prudential Financial suffers a breach involving employee and contractor data, the executives face an impossible choice: pay the ransom quickly, absorb the hit privately, and hope to spin the disclosure later, or wait, risk the 4-day clock expiring, and face not only the hacker's inevitable public leak but also catastrophic shareholder lawsuits for failing to disclose sooner. The choice is immediate financial pain versus guaranteed regulatory and legal catastrophe. 045-04000. Chapter 3. The Conduit Domino. The threat is now reaching deeper into the supply chain. SafePay claimed responsibility for a breach against Conduit, a major business process outsourcer. This isn't just attacking one company, it's attacking the central hub that serves dozens of downstream publicly traded clients. If Conduit's systems hold sensitive financial or government data for numerous other entities, the regulatory impact becomes exponential. The attackers understand that a breach at a BPO can trigger disclosure requirements for multiple victims simultaneously. The goal shifts from simply getting cash to achieving systemic destabilization. The criminals are no longer just thieves, they are calculated corporate saboteurs. We see the evolution first, encryption second, data sale or leak, and now the third layer, direct regulatory attack. They are using evidence they stole, proof of your failure, to launch official challenges against your compliance posture. 0000515. Chapter 4. The Whistleblower Gambit. The evidence is chillingly direct. When Black Cat filed that SEC complaint against their victim, they weren't just threatening to publish data. They were alleging that the company was deliberately attempting to minimize the reported business interruption in their own internal assessment. The hacker acted as the external whistleblower, forcing the company's hand. This implies a level of access that goes beyond merely grabbing files off a server. How far into the victim's actual corporate infrastructure did they penetrate? Did they compromise the credentials necessary to file official documents on the organization's behalf? Or did they simply possess so much undeniable proof that they could mimic the official filing process perfectly? The answer points to a professionalization of crime that treats complex regulatory frameworks as just another set of system vulnerabilities waiting to be exploited. 000 ZBs. It's the abstract that realizes they're free. Or octave. This creates a perverse incentive structure. The only way for a CEO to attempt to control the narrative, to potentially mitigate the ensuing legal fallout, is to pay the ransom immediately, look weak, and hope the regulator accepts their narrative of rapid remediation. The hacker has effectively hijacked the company's disaster response plan. 0:24:9 Theft Jamie Ant. When Qmachines player me on position I will sink the regulatory vacuum. This tactic exploits a fundamental weakness in our defense posture. We spend billions hardening perimeter defenses, building bigger firewalls, and training staff to spot phishing emails. But when the attack moves from the network perimeter to the regulatory filing room, our defenses are non-existent. The pressure forces a choice. Do you engage in a lengthy legal battle trying to prove the attacker's evidence is inadmissible, or do you pay to silence the SEC complaint before it gains traction? In that moment of executive panic, the law itself becomes the weapon pointed directly at the company's valuation. The silence and secrecy that successful crime networks thrive on are suddenly mandated by law, and the hackers are leveraging that mandate for their own payday. 000450900. Conclusion. The new vulnerability. The age of simple data encryption is over. We are entering the era of regulatory extortion, where the biggest threat to a publicly traded company isn't the breach itself, but the mandatory announcement of that breach. If a ransomware group can file an official complaint against you with the same governing body that oversees your listing, you are no longer fighting a cybercriminal. You are fighting your own compliance structure, weaponized by an external enemy. The question is no longer, can we prevent the hack, but rather, can we survive the disclosure? Because the next time an encrypted message arrives, it won't just contain a demand for Bitcoin. It will contain a meticulously researched legal argument designed to dismantle your company's value from the inside out, using the law against you.